The vampire Dracula depended on human blood for his sustenance. Now, he could drink animal blood, but he preferred human blood. And even more preferably than that, he preferred the hot blood of a female. He was able to become a bat and a wolf, and he could command the wolves and the bats and any of the meaner things in life, such as the owl or the rat.
During the day, Tom Schellenberger is a mild-mannered writer and editor at Social Security. But every once in a while, he transforms himself. He becomes that smooth Romanian count with the elegant cape and a strange craving for human blood. Yes, Tom becomes Baltimore's Dracula, prowling the streets of Dundalk. Well, to find out why, you have to go back a few years.
You may go back to the time when I was 12 years old, when I latched onto the magazine Famous Monsters of Filmland. From then on, I was hooked. I knew for a fact that Dracula films, horror films, anything having to do with the fantasy genre would be a really favorite topic of mine for quite some time to come.
Quite some time may be a bit of an understatement. You see, Tom is the founder and president of the Maryland chapter of the Dracula Society, and he's dedicated a large portion of the past 20 years to the study and preservation of Gothic literature and horror films.
My dear Count, the staff of the haunted house at Cox's Point wishes to invite you, Thomas Shellenberger, founder and president of the Count Dracula Society of Maryland, to cut the ceremonial ribbon and officially open the haunted house for the Halloween season. Before we...
The Dracula Society, as with the other branches, is a non-profit organization devoted to the serious study of horror films and Gothic literature. We also discuss different aspects of the supernatural. Now, mind you, we do not believe in the supernatural. Of course, I'm speaking for most of the members in the group. We merely study it to see, why these legends came about. Why do people ever believe that vampires or werewolves or witches ever existed?
At the Society's weekly meetings, they discuss new Gothic films and novels, trade comics, and, of course, watch a horror film. But if most of the members don't believe in werewolves or vampires, why are they here? Well, Tom believes that the answer to that question lies in the moral messages of the films themselves.
I feel that horror films prove, even more so than the straight films, such as The Godfather, that good wins out over evil at all times. We have a clear perspective as to who is wrong and who is right when watching a good horror movie.
Not this way! Quick, Sack!
While most of the characters in horror films are fictitious, there are some who were at least loosely based on reality. For example, Bram Stoker's original Dracula was based on the life of a real-life Romanian prince, Vlad Tempest.
Vlad Tempest was a prince who ruled in a province of Romania for a period of 6 years. He was very vicious. One of his favorite forms of execution was impalement on a wooden stake. As a child, Dracula had been kidnapped twice and was very badly mistreated by his enemies, first by the Hungarians, then by the Turks. It's believed that he may have been partly insane.
Dracula's not the only Gothic character rooted in reality. The werewolf legends have persisted for years in Europe, and there have been many unexplained incidences down through the years.
One case in France in the 18th century of a wolf that was shot in the right leg. They followed the wolf's tracks back into the woods. They became a woman's tracks, and they found a woman lying at the just beyond the woods with a bullet wound in her right leg. And she was arrested and tried on suspicion of being a werewolf. As I said, these have been cases like this which were never explained, and of course I can only lay it to being sheer ignorance on the parts of the people who